Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is going to be a special reading. It's a pick a card and a pick a shell reading. So what I'm going to be doing today is looking at past lives. So this will be a past life reading. Now, if you have a strong knowing that you have lived other lives other than the one that you're currently living, then this reading may be helpful for you. We're going to look at 4 categories within a specific life. So knowing that we've lived several lives, what you'll do is you will pick a shell. So this will be shell number 1, shell number 2, and shell number 3. And then you'll get a full reading about one specific life. So holding the intention that the best life for you to have a memory of will come forward in this reading. Again, that we've lived many lives before, but this particular life has something to show you and talk to you about in this present moment. And there's something important in that that needs to be revealed to you or wants to be shown to you. For some of you, this may absolutely be confirmation about something that you already have a remembrance of or a strong feeling about. And yeah, let's get started. So you can take a deep breath and pick your shell. So shell number 1 is this beautiful spiral shell here. I love this so much. Really pretty. Shell number 2 is this gorgeous sand dollar. And shell number 3 is very near and dear to my heart because I actually picked this one myself from a beach in my hometown on Long Island in New York. And when I was home visiting for Christmas, and this is this shell, this small clamshell, the indigenous tribes of the area, they used to use this as currency and as jewelry, and they called it wampum. So that one, number 3, is very near and dear to my heart. So you can take a moment and pick your shell. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle the cards. They're in 4 categories. And if I didn't show you, these are the reincarnation cards, Awakening Farm Memory by John M. Knowles, M.A. and Linda LeBlanc. So really, really neat deck, very different. And then I'm going to clarify the reading with 2 cards from Starlight Frequencies. So at the end, we will also look at what your biggest strength is that you brought into this incarnation from this past incarnation, and also where the opportunity is. So 2 cards, strength and opportunity. So I'm going to give these a shuffle. These are 4 categories here inside of these cards. And they will be time-stamped, so you're welcome to go straight to the timestamp now, or you can watch me shuffle. So I'm just going to shuffle these, and we'll be pulling straight off the top. So like number 1, number 2, number 3, and I'll create the piles. So this category here in the purple or the indigo or violet is where the time period and the area in which this life took place. This pile here that you're looking at me shuffling right now is what your profession was, sort of what your area of expertise was, the main sort of path that you chose to be in service to humanity and create abundance for yourself. And then this one here represents the type of environment that you found yourself in. And it'll be interesting to see because some of them may not match fully, and we'll have to really intuitively read and channel those messages. And then this pile here is going to represent the sort of polarizing forces that you may have been working with, almost like the lesson, the big lesson that you were learning in this lifetime sort of like the polarity or the duality that you were reconciling or working with inside of this lifetime. Okay, and then so you'll get one from each. And then from the Starlight Frequencies cards, which are really high level, this is where we will be taking two from. The first one will be the strength that you sort of mastered in that lifetime. And the second card will be what the opportunity is for you to expand upon in this current incarnation. So the lifetime that will be coming out for you, it should really resonate for you right away. If it doesn't resonate, then it's not going to be your message. Let's just give this a quick shuffle. Okay, so let's get started and put these aside for now. All right, pile number one and shell number one. You have chosen this beautiful shell, so let's take a look at the lifetime that wants to reveal itself to you and see what we have here. So Egypt, beautiful. So those of you who chose shell number one, we're going to be talking about a past life in ancient Egypt. This is pretty amazing. There's so much knowledge and wisdom and mystery that surrounds this lifetime, right? And many of you may be resonating with this right away, and that's a good thing. That means that there will be something in this message for you. And let's see what your occupation was. Wow. This is amazing. We have, because in this card here, it's almost like, you know, where's the feminine, right? We have Osiris, we have a nod to the Sphinx and the pyramids and the god dog, you know, who brings the souls into the underworld. I think it's Anubis. And here's where the feminine comes in. So you were someone who was very, very spiritually connected in ancient Egypt. You may have been a high priest or a high priestess inside of this ancient culture. Amazing. And let's see what the environment was. And the riverine with the Nile. So you were someone that you also traveled a lot. In this lifetime, you found yourself on the Nile many times. I feel that you were something of a spiritual leader. You had to travel to various places in order to meet with various people. There may have been many different sort of ceremonies that you were involved in. I'm feeling that for some of you, you may have been overseeing some of the temples that were being built. You were traveling to various sites that were being constructed. So I'm feeling that you go way, way back. You may have had where, like, a lot of the Atlanteans, they settled in Egypt before the fall of Atlantis. Some of them even made it out just in time to go over to Egypt. So I'm feeling that you go way, way back here. So you lived a very religious life, a very spiritual life. I think, you know, in ancient Egypt, it wasn't quite religion. It was spirituality. It was mysticism. You were someone who was highly revered, highly regarded. You held a lot of power. Really, really amazing. And let's see what energies you were working with. Love and indifference. This is kind of amazing. So, and you can look at your numbers too. You have a number 18, a number 14. So that's a 9 and a 5. 36 is a 9 and 45 is a 9. So there was absolutely something in this life. Oh, and that's a 1 and 8 is 9, 9, and 4 and 5 is 9. So this was a lifetime of completing something very important for your soul. Your soul was definitely in a place of a lot of power here. And the polarity that you were working on in this lifetime had to do with relationships and others. So you may have been someone who was sort of in the temples of Isis and Osiris. There was a lot of other people that were involved here. I felt that you were someone who was highly revered. So I feel as though many, many people were smitten with you, in love with you. Some of you may have even been a queen or a pharaoh, or you were very closely related to someone who was a queen or a pharaoh. You were very important even to some of these queens and pharaohs because of your spiritual knowledge and your spiritual guidance. You were really looked to for times where knowledge was really needed. So I feel that you also practiced magic. That was one of your gifts and abilities, is you practiced a lot of magic. And here is where I feel as though you were very honored and revered. People may have erected statues in your name. That's how loved you were. And I'm also feeling that for some of you, the person that you love the most, there may have been an unrequited love there. So that's really interesting. I'm getting that for some of you. But definitely some like really, really big, strong energies of where you felt enormous love, where you felt that you were loved enormously, and also where you felt sort of the polarity of that. And this is where a lot of that was sort of reconciling for you. I love that you traveled a lot. So for many of you, you may have traveled even to faraway lands during this time. You were beginning to explore outside of this area. For some of you, you were going as far as, up through Europe. Some of you may have even traveled to some of these places here. So you may have even gone as far as India. You may have traveled to Persia here, what is like modern day Iraq, Persia, and you were consulting with other religious leaders and other spiritual teachers. We see the Buddha there. We see a nod to the Catholic Church there. Really amazing. So, and then even like the Islamic states, modern day Islam. So you were traveling to other lands to learn about what was happening in other parts of the ancient world at that time. You wanted to really expand your knowledge and see where there was an intersection between different cultures. So you were on this quest for knowledge as well. You weren't content with just sitting on the throne or in the temple being a leader. You wanted to explore with this riverine there and movement and being, travel by water. Some of you in this lifetime may even feel like whether it's very, very comfortable on boats and ships or very uncomfortable on them. So it's going to be different for each of you. And I feel as though there may have been a family or a partner that you had to leave behind in order to go be this explorer in quest of something, because you had a higher calling. So some of you may have had the love of your life, during this time, or a family, or even your closest relations. But oftentimes you had to leave them because you were called to other places. Wow, what a powerful message. So let's look at the starlight frequencies and we'll see what your strength is from this lifetime that you've brought into this particular incarnation. Yes, the key to infinite wisdom. So you have carried over much of this spiritual knowledge, all of it. And this is where this knowledge, it can permeate through space and time. That's sort of like space and time. It can permeate through it. So that's why you're watching this. There's knowledge that wants to be remembered by you. It says you are the source and you hold all the power you require within. We are giving you the tools to unlock these doors now. And that's a number 19. Okay. And where's the opportunity? Wow. The opportunity is simply to allow yourself to be illuminated. And the sun, so Egypt, very connected to the sun god Ra. Number 24, shine your light upon those who cannot see. Pile number 1. This is a powerful reading. I am getting chills all over my body. This is your portal, and you have the key to unlock this. Shine your light upon those who cannot see. That is your opportunity in this lifetime. So I hope that this resonated for you. This was very, very powerful. So if you picked pile number 1, amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you are not already. All right, my beautiful pile number 2, you picked this gorgeous sand dollar, lucky, lucky sand dollars that if you've ever broken one open, they have little angel wings inside of them. So there's something about the angelics inside of this reading for you. So let's take a look at your past life that wants to be remembered for you in this now moment. If it doesn't resonate, it should really resonate in the very beginning. So if it doesn't, then you may want to click off and pick another shell. Wow. So I feel as though this is piggybacking onto pile number 1 because we're getting one of the most ancient known cultures that's written about in modern history or herstory of Mesopotamia. So this is showing where you go way back. Some say this is going back 250,000 years, and it spanned a very, very long time. This is truly the ancient world. This is where the gods sort of walked among the humans. This is where the human race was being seeded, and a connection to the galactic races, a connection to the cosmos. Many say that these ancient Mesopotamias were ancient beings from other dimensions and other worlds. They absolutely had a connection into the cosmos. And many also say that this is connected into Lemuria, so where the human race was seated. Let's see where you landed as far as your quote unquote occupation in this lifetime, education. Ooh, this is really, really big. You were sort of, and you can even look at this as like the ancient Sumerians. Some people will even correlate this to some of the Anunnaki energy, but I'm really feeling that for you, you were absolutely holding a positive polarity during this lifetime. So you were very positively oriented here. You weren't someone who was looking to sort of create a race that could then be utilized as, you know, sort of an army or as like slaves. You were looking to work with the humans, because I believe here that you may have been someone who was in this time that was actually from another world. And you were coming here to work as an educator. You wanted to share your knowledge. You had a vision along with your sort of your inner circle. You had this long-term plan for humanity, that this would be a planet of great knowledge and culture and wisdom. So you were passing down your beautiful knowledge onto the humans who were, you know, sort of in a state of evolution here. And that was part of your mission and your purpose. And you really loved it. You really enjoyed this. It was so high level for you. It was so based in love for this growing planet, this newly developing culture and planet and race. Amazing. So let's see what environment was really important for you during this time. Beautiful. Many of you could really love, you know, being by the seashore now. Perhaps you dream of tropical places. And it almost looks like, you know, this could be inside of Mesopotamia, where there's, you know, it's very warm there and it's very ancient. The palm trees are very significant inside of many different cultures. They're very flexible. They bend with the wind. The palms themselves were used for many different types of, you know, things, and they were They were sort of a sign of paradise. So I feel as though this was a lifetime for you where you were really and truly in your power. You felt as though this is paradise. You were so happy to be there, so happy to share your wisdom. People really loved you too. They knew that they could trust you. You know, they knew that they could come to you for guidance, for advice, that you were someone who was really eager and willing and loving to share your gifts and your knowledge. So this was one of the lessons I feel that you were learning during this time. And what I'm going to say about this is that I feel that some people inside of your circle or your group were sort of going rogue, and you saw where there was also people that weren't as positively polarized as you, where they were sort of using this beautiful place and this beautiful opportunity of time to actually create destruction. And this may have been very painful for you in this lifetime to see where some of your purpose was misaligned with other people. And this could have also been where inside of the people that you were teaching, you were giving them so much knowledge and they were really benefiting from this, because here I feel as though you lived a very long life. Perhaps this was a lifetime where you lived up to 900 years. When we think of Moses in the Bible living 900 years, it's a nod to this time in Mesopotamia. Many people link the Great Flood to this time. And so you may have even witnessed the Great Flood. And that was sort of everything that was created. Much of it was destroyed. And also, if that's not sort of resonating, or it is, and another message is also that we sort of have no control over who we teach, and when we give away our knowledge, we don't have any control over what those that we give it to will then do with it. So I think it was also a lesson in how knowledge can be used, and knowledge and sharing and wisdom can be used for both creating something absolutely beautiful, but it can also be used for destruction. So you were really learning the light and the shadow here, and perhaps where you came from a place where you didn't necessarily witness that. So it was a big lesson for you. Pile number 2, really beautiful, amazing. So let's see from Starlight Frequencies what the strength is that you brought in from this time. Ooh, amazing. Number 17, going back to this king here, or this demigod of the shapeshifter. So it says, make sense of this world by understanding the unknown. Leave fear behind and shift your perspective, for this is where you will find a new state of awareness. And I feel that for many of you, you did leave a world behind to come to Earth so long ago. And you may have been someone where you did have to shapeshift a bit because, you know, you had to maybe alter some of your appearance or hide. You couldn't even reveal just how powerful you were during this time. There were things that you absolutely had to keep hidden. And also it was also a big learning experience for you, because you were dealing with energies that perhaps you hadn't been exposed to before or really learned about before. And also it was a time of mystery, with the sort of the ancient black cat there, you know, taking you into times of Egypt, and the mystery behind that. And so I feel that it was almost like perhaps you had an idea of how everything was going to go over this sort of 900-year lifespan, and there was so much that was revealed to you. And as the time progressed, there may have been times where you had to go into hiding. There may have been forces that were seeking to destroy your knowledge, information, way of life. And, you know, and so you really learned so much. I feel that this was a very long life. So that was the strength that you now came in with into this lifetime, is that, you know, you can sense when, You can sense when it's time to really share your wisdom and shine your light and take action. And you can also sense when it's time to pull back a bit and protect yourself. And I feel that it also is around people and places. You just have this knowledge. For some of you, you are someone who you can almost like remote view or astral project. That's something that you have the ability to do, you know, is to see into other realms. Like you can pierce through the veil of other realms. Some of you have that shamanic quality now. It's more of you have a shamanic energy about you. You may be looking into shamanic healing, working with a shaman, that kind of energy. As far as like your other lifetimes, I feel that because this is so old, you may have left and sort of gone back to an off-world planet for a while. And not resurfaced on Earth for a while. That's sort of this energy of the shapeshifter. And for others of you, I feel that you really stuck it out and you just kept sort of shape-shifting and morphing throughout the ages. And in each different lifetimes, you kept appearing as this person who was there to impart wisdom on humanity. So that's really beautiful. And this is a big, big lesson for you, creativity and destructiveness. So apply that to your now moment. Let's see what the opportunity from this lifetime, like why it's coming up for you and presenting itself to you. Where's the opportunity? Yes, for this lifetime. So number 8, the 8s speak about self-mastery and past lives. The lemniscate, this is literally the serpent coiled into a lemniscate. It goes on and on and on and on. So you are experiencing an infinite loop of expansion, expansive growth. This lifetime, I feel that sort of anything that you feel like was unfinished from this, you are absolutely finishing it in this lifetime. And it's not necessarily about things like that are physical and tangible. It's all within yourself. So this really wants to reveal itself to you because I feel this will give you clarity as you move through the world. And that this is about transformation here, shedding of old skin, you know, all of that. So the seashore, definitely something that is very important to you in this lifetime. Many of you are artists. You love to create. You love to, you know, you love to make things, create things, and also you love to teach. You have a natural capacity to teach others. It's something that it's just you're really good at it. So you are an old soul who came to Earth so long ago, and this lifetime is like the culmination. It's the mastery of so many thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. So pile number 2, that was your message. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it resonated. Like I said, if it didn't, you know, then it probably wasn't your message, but pretty amazing. All right. So my beautiful pile number 3, let's see what we have in store for you. We're going to look at a particular remembrance of a lifetime that wants to reveal itself to you in this present moment. If it doesn't resonate sort of right away, then it may not be your message. Don't try to make the messages fit, okay? So let's see where you were. Central Asia and Tibet. I love this. So beautiful. So the Himalaya mountains, you may be really drawn to Tibetan Buddhism. It's something that's very near and dear to your heart. Even the energy of yoga, of just meditation, being out in nature. You may be someone who can be rather introverted. This was a lifetime where you really dedicated yourself fully to devotion. So you were devoted. You were devoted in this lifetime to bringing peace to the world, to overcoming sort of your inner shadow. You were very connected. It was a very quiet lifetime. And let's see sort of what your occupation was inside of that. Interesting. So you had in this lifetime, whether you were a masculine or feminine, you had a very nurturing, loving energy about you. You were, perhaps for some of you here, you were working with the energy of Buddha, obviously, but more particularly of the female bodhisattva, like green Tara kind of energy. See how the walls are painted green there? And you were someone who provided a lot of love and comfort and nurturing to everyone around you. You were really in this place of being devoted to the planet and to all life on the planet. So you were in prayer very often. Perhaps at a young age, excuse me, there was something with your relationship with your mother, and she had such an impact on you, showed you so much love, so much care, that you had a reverence just for all life, for all living things. You may have come from a big family where there were lots of siblings, and you may have been the one that sort of went off on this very different path to be in a space of prayer and service and humbleness and humility. I feel that you sort of took a vow of poverty throughout this life, but you lived very comfortably. You wanted for nothing, but you, in this lifetime, you see how, she's a stay-at-home mom, let's say. It's very traditional, that very traditional old school kind of a role. So her work was in the home, and that was the same for you. Your work was within your home, your being. You were really connecting with your soul here. You felt the interconnectedness of all life. So in this space, you may have even had a lifetime of chastity in general. Really amazing. All right, so let's see where you were, and a town. This is really beautiful. So what I'm feeling here is that you did sort of come down from the mountain. In Tibet, you did come down from the mountain. You did make pilgrimages, and you did go to specific towns. Perhaps this was the town that you were born in. Like, you never lost your connection with your family here. You would go and you would visit them, and you would maybe travel to different towns on pilgrimages, teaching other people some of the ways, just spreading love to other places, spreading blessings to other places. You see how this figure, the hair is of fire? You had great passion within you. Yes, you were, in a place of prayer and devotion and meditation, but there was still something that was very, very passionate about you. So when you would go to the town, you would spread all of this peace and love with everybody, and they could feel your passion. They could feel how much you cared. For many of you, whether you were masculine or feminine, you just had that energy of being so comforting, so loving, hands open, so giving, that people thought of you as a mother. You were very connected to the divine feminine here. I'm feeling green Taurus specifically. And let's see, sort of what lesson, big lesson of polarity. Yes, you really taught people this. Perhaps when you left your town, maybe it was a very poor town, and there was, or on the contrary, you came from great wealth. It was either or, and you were showing people in a time where there was such a divide between the wealthy and the poor, that you could live this life and want for nothing, like I was saying. So you were leading through example. You were showing how much you can give without money, and how you were able to live this very simple life. And I feel that you were shining a light upon that. Also, what I'm also feeling is that maybe you also raised money for the poor. So that was also something that you did. You would go and maybe teach, or you would bestow blessings upon people. When you came into a town, people knew that there was a spiritual leader and teacher there, and a lot of them would offer you money in exchange for prayers and blessings, and you would take all of that money and you would give it back to people who needed it. Oh, I'm getting very emotional here. This is really, really, really beautiful. Pile number 3. I had a feeling with this wampum, because this was used, this came from my hometown and my beach. that I grew up on. And when I went home for Christmas, I picked this off the beach in very, very cold weather with my mom. And the northeastern tribes of that area, they would use this as a currency. So there's something about currency here, and they would also use it for, for making jewelry and all kinds of different things. This is a very small piece, but they could be very, very large. And the purple within them is very spiritual. So your third eye and your crown chakra were very active here, but your heart, oh my gosh. And then with the fire there, you had great passion. You lived a life of passion. You didn't miss out on anything. So if you devoted your life to chastity and devotion, you did not miss out on anything here. You were so fulfilled. This was a beautiful life, pile number 3. So, okay, you're going to love this. This is your strength from this lifetime. Yes, you were a master, a teacher, and loved ones. It's a number 20. You are being guided by the divine. Allow your heart space to open and trust that we are here with you every step of the way. So I feel that from this lifetime, these are the masters that you were working with, the ascended masters that you are so closely connected to, the Buddha, Green Tara, any of these deities. And also your brothers and sisters that were on this journey with you, they have never left your side. Your parents from this lifetime, your siblings, all of the people that you helped so many people in this lifetime. You were truly in service. It has never left you. You see that? It has never left you. This is your strength in this lifetime. So about opening your heart, whatever is going on with you, whatever, you've been through in this lifetime, it is so important for you to know about this particular lifetime. I can't even begin to explain how important this feels for you to know what kind of a human you were and how evolved you were. And this may have been recently, because we still have, the Tibetans are still there, or this may have been going back thousands of years. So you can feel into that. And where's the opportunity in this lifetime? So this is absolutely your strength. You are still this person. You are still this soul, right? This is your soul, part of it. So in this lifetime, the opportunity is for you to enter into that womb of creation again, to enter into the void again. We're seeing a nod to Pisces here, the Vesica Pisces. So this is absolutely about the feminine. So the mother coming out, your opportunity, your experience is complete. This is complete. So whatever's happening for you right now, this is a nod to you to complete a cycle, process it without judgment, allow your mind to return to point zero, back to balance. So this message is very specific for you, that there is a cycle that you are absolutely ready to complete and start something new. Empty yourself and become new. Process and integrate your life. The opportunity is for you to create balance and positivity and more opportunity for love and for compassion and for nurturing in your life. Some of you may be trying to become a parent right now. Whatever it is for you, there's something that's completing, and this message is here to empower you and to bring you back to your heart and to bring you back to all of the good work that you've done in this particular lifetime. So that was your message, pile number 3. I hope that you enjoyed this. Really just is opened my heart, and I'm feeling so much from this reading. You are a beautiful, beautiful soul. Please know that. I love you so much. For all of you, please do like, share, and subscribe. I would love to hear your comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more sort of different types of readings like this, please do let me know. Take good care, and I will see you all soon. Namaste.